Good morning, you guys, and welcome to Italy. So officially, Scotty and I have landed in Italy for our honeymoon. We are in Venice, so that is our first stop on this adventure. There will be a few vlogs coming your way, but it is our first full day. I'm gonna throw it over to Amanda yesterday, show you a little bit of the room that we are staying in. Now it's a bit yellow because it's a bit overcast today, but yesterday was absolutely sparkling waters, stunning. So I think it's a good place to start. A couple of things when you first land in Venice. It can be confusing, but you take a little bus, you land on the tarmac, you go over to where you're going to pick up your luggage, and then basically your job is to find out how to get to the ferry and how to get the proper ticket. We ended up purchasing two by accident, but this is the one we purchased that got us to where we needed to go. And then the ferry takes about, I don't know, it felt like it took a really long time, but again, we had just done a red-eye flight. I think it was around over half an hour just to get to where we were going, but we were technically the last stop. So let the B-roll speak for itself, and welcome to Venice. Hello, you guys. I know this isn't my official hello. I would have already done that, and that actually tomorrow for me. So in real life, I haven't done it, but you've watched it. This is our first evening in Venice, and the temperatures and the weather have just been absolutely perfect for us today. But we have been so sleepy. We left the house at around 2, and then we arrived here like the next day. So we did like a red-eye flight. So it was in total a whole 12-hour travel day between the flight and the ferry and all that, but that's the boring stuff. Tonight we are going out for dinner. We booked a reservation at our hotel, and we kind of in fatal error, even though I knew this was the case, didn't book like a terrace to have our dinner. They book up very quickly. So my first tip, and you're gonna have so many of them throughout this video, my first tip is to make sure that you book some terraces. Now we ended up finding one that we absolutely fell in love with. One of them is booked until October 20th, so that one we can't go to. But the other one, we managed to get a reservation tomorrow for lunch, so we're excited about that. And if you hear that it is quite loud behind you, it is because we were on the mouth of the Grand Canal. Now, I know I'm going to be showing you some more images from earlier today in the intro of our hotel room, but actually, you know what? No, I will throw to them right now. I'll give Amanda of the future into the past a break. I will throw to a look at our hotel room and give you a little voiceover of where it is. It's called Monaco Grand Canal. I believe we are on San Marco. Yeah, it's one of those things where we just had a nap and now my brain has deleted all of the things that I've just learned. Hotel Monaco Grand Canal was truly the perfect choice. Now, the reason why we chose a hotel here in San Marco is because it was our first time to Venice. Now, what you'll notice when you are in and around Venice is a lot of people will take ferries from different areas, different islands, because maybe it's a little bit more cost effective to stay outside of San Marco. But we knew this was our first stop on our honeymoon. We wanted to absolutely blow it out of the water. I mean, pun intended, kind of. But this hotel was stunning. They had a continental breakfast added, as did every single hotel we stayed at during our Italian adventure. The room was amazing. It was central. We weren't wasting any time on ferries, and we were right in the thick of it. Plus, we were able to get our gondola ride right outside our hotel, which you'll see a little bit later. I'm wearing a really cute lily silk cut-off turtleneck as well as Sezon jacket because it's quite cool here, and because Venice is actually going to be one of the most northern cities, is the most northern city that we're visiting. So besides this, a lot of dresses, and then a pair of Goelia pants, Holland Cooper belt, Linterval shoes. So I will ask Scotty to help me get some shots of my full outfit outside as the sun has effectively set, and very much our trip is going to pick up tomorrow. But I just wanted to check in today because we just had a nap and I have like a little zip of energy. We also had a pizza before our nap, which certainly did the trick. That is like my biggest piece of advice. Get some carbs, do a little walk, have a nap, go for dinner, have a great sleep, and wake up refreshed. But today's weather was incredible, and I think tomorrow's going to be a bit gloomier, so I'm glad that we got a walkabout. So we're going to go enjoy the rest of this sunset, dinner, and I'll see you tomorrow. Like, how is that even?
You had me at hello, 'cause where you go is where I go. I don't need nobody else. I got you, and you got me too. You can ride out of the blue. I wanna do what you want to. We can leave and run away someday, someday. I've been saving you, and you save me too. Yeah, I need it, don't you need me too? 'Cause I need you. Yeah, so call me anytime that you need a favor. Call me anytime I can come and sit in.
So as I said, this is our first full day. How gorgeous was it yesterday? All of the food that we had as well was incredible. I didn't catch up with you after dinner, but we ended up having dinner here at our hotel. This is called the Grand Monaco, and it is on the Grand Canal, and it is full of action this morning. We got up quite early to have our reset shower and all of those fun things, and now we're gonna head out to the bank because today we are gonna do our gondola ride. So I planned the outfit today so that I would match the gondolier, and throughout this video you're gonna see what we eat, what we do, and what I wear as well. I will tag as much as possible down below. This whole outfit today is new, so it will be really easy to tag, and this red lip from Merit, which I am absolutely loving. But Scotty and I are off to the bank because you do have to pay them cash, and then I think we're gonna go on like the quintessential Venice adventure in a gondola down the canals. So let's get to it. I wonder, which one is it?
Trust me, you have 10 minutes.
It's worth it.
we just did our gondola ride and it was so beautiful. Info for you if you come to Venice, it's about half an hour for €90, and we just ended up giving our gondolier €100. So if you come out, make sure that you have cash because they deal in cash. And he was so wonderful. He was whistling and kind of singing along the way. And what was so interesting was we learned that he's actually a 4th generation of doing this. And there's a limited amount of licenses as well, so that the channels aren't just absolutely bustling. Like, it actually takes a lot of luck and a lot of training to become a gondolier. And that is just so cool learning that he was 4th generation. We are probably only going to be doing like vlog clips here in the hotel room for the next little bit because it is going to be kind of a gloomy day and we want to take less gear as we go. But we both really enjoyed it and it was romantic, and definitely recommend either paying at sunset during a really sunny, beautiful day or going earlier in the day before high tide comes, because there were some bridges where he would have to lean the gondola to the side so that we would fit underneath, because in about an hour's time, he said, or a couple of hours, it's going to go up by a whole meter. So there are some bridges you won't even be able to go under. So because we're coming from the Grand Canal and going in the interior canals, it was nice because we had the opportunity to kind of have the calmness of the interior canals, but then it's a regular work day and there are no cars in Venice, so people get around by boat. So you'll see many worker ships and things like that, and you're kind of managing getting around people. So if you go earlier, there are less gondolas out and about, which means just less boats and easier ways to get through those channels. It was absolutely lovely. He also talked to us about a few different things that we can hit up tomorrow, especially when it's going to be raining all day. And then across the canal here, so we're on the Grand Canal, across the canal, there is another small island. So Venice is made up of a few islands. And I didn't catch the name, but I'll put it on the screen. This has a beautiful church, a beautiful vantage point looking back at Venice. And he said it is one of the most beautiful views that you can get of Venice. So I think we're going to do that. We're also going to hit up the Rialto bridge. We're going to a beautiful terrace lunch today. Highly recommend booking reservations before you come, and I will again include our entire itinerary. So if you're coming to Venice, you can book, because again, I think I said this yesterday, there was one terrace that's booked until like October 20th. Because they're small, but they are stunning, and people definitely love to book those early here because it's a lot of tourists. But we're gonna go Rialto Bridge, then lunch, and I will show you a couple of B-roll shots of all of that along the way. The iconic Rialto Bridge is the oldest bridge over Venice's Grand Canal and one of the most famous landmarks in the city. It was built in 1591, and this magnificent structure was an engineering marvel of its time, designed by Antonio da Ponte after winning a fierce competition against some of Italy's greatest architects, including Michelangelo. The bridge was one of Venice's central hubs, home for a bustling market and traders, and today it's a must-visit place for travelers, as you can see, offering stunning views of the canal and a lively marketplace. A great experience in the heart of Venetian life. A masterpiece of design and history, the Rialto Bridge is a perfect place for past and present. So right now we are on the Rialto Bridge. It is the oldest bridge in Venice, and it goes over top of the Grand Canal, which is bustling. You can see so many business boats as well as just private taxis. Now, there are two sides to the bridge. Scotty and I were on the first side, which is super famous, and it is very busy. So always make sure when you're traveling that you always check out the other side. So that's really great for photos as well. But the reason why you want to come here, not only because it is absolutely steeped in history, but is also because you have the most amazing views of Venice. So it's a great spot to just come, take a deep breath, and really take in the canal. But then also to your side, if you're looking to pick up any tchotchkes or anything like that, Murano glass, if you don't have an opportunity to go to Murano, it's a great opportunity just to pick up those little bits that you're going to take home with you, whether to gift or for yourself to remember your trip, because the market is right there. and I have been walking around for a little bit after the Rialto Bridge, and our uncle Howard was like, make sure you just wander. And that is now my advice to you, because it's amazing how one block, you'll kind of walk down one alleyway, end up in a little piazza, and it's so calm. So make sure you kind of balance out those wild moments that are very touristy and loud with these quiet ones. I know it's going to be way too loud and busy when we get there, but we are near San Marco Square, and tomorrow and this afternoon it's going to, bless you, actually, because what's Italian here? And tomorrow and this afternoon it's going to rain. There's some thunderstorm warnings in the overnight, and so already they're setting up. We were asking our gondolier, is that going to flood? Because it's very prone to flooding here. I've seen a couple of areas already with high tides start to flood. And already they're setting up the suction tubes for inside of the square. So if we do pass by it, I'll show you. You'll definitely want to head up there if you're not in a rainy period, but you have rain on the way, just so you can see it nice and clean. But it is just interesting. Years and years and years, Venice has been here, and they have protocols, especially with the rain. It can get pretty tricky. Before we get back to the hustly bustly area, I remembered I haven't told you the details of this outfit, so let's do that quickly. It's basically a full chic outfit. I will link it down below. So the top as well as the bottoms, I've had them before, and they are the most comfortable thing ever. And the bag is all from Chic New, so I'll again link that. And then this cardigan, which I highly recommend having just layers, because you kind of get those little corridors when it gets windy or you're out on the water. This is from Lily Silk. I do have a promo code, I believe still on, so again I'll put that. And then just a pair of Lululemon sneakers. Now I did do a outfit reel on Instagram, so if you're interested in more of the outfits, I had a pair of sandals that I purchased yesterday to save my feet. And the jewelry is by Pamela Card. This is her Sleeping Venus necklace, and it has been attached to me ever since I got it. It's the most beautiful piece and really just elevates any look, even if you're wearing sweatpants. And then these earrings are also Pamela Card, and a little red, I believe it's called Vermilion, from Merit. So that's the fit. After a bunch of exploring, we ended up going to restaurant Terazza Danieli, and it is on top of the Danieli Hotel, right beside San Marco Square. The vantage points of the Grand Canal, especially on a workday, are incredible. We just booked this through OpenTable, and I highly recommend you do this even before coming to Venice. We were lucky enough to snag a lunch spot because we weren't able to get one at dinner, and I can't recommend it enough. We booked a really early booking, actually, and that meant we were the only ones on the patio for some time. So if you're looking to get photos, it's a great opportunity to do that. And it was amazing just seeing the hustle and bustle down below. Now, in terms of the food, incredible, so good. They also walked us through where a couple of the ingredients were coming from. For example, the bread from Puglia. We were also getting tomatoes from Sicily and all of that in between. I was asking about a couple of dietary concerns, and instead of just kind of saying, yes, it's all good, the head chef actually came to the table and walked me through every single thing in the meal, ensuring me that I would be comfortable and good with what I'm eating. And even though it's a premium experience, you're also paying for this view and kind of the experience as a whole. So if you can, if you're able, I would highly recommend booking a rooftop terrace to get those views and to just soak in the best of Venice. We loved this experience. Murano glass is one of Venice's most celebrated art forms, with history spanning over 1,000 years. In 1291, all Venetian glassmakers were moved to Murano to protect Venice from potential fires and to keep their glassmaking techniques secret. Over centuries, Murano artists have developed stunning methods in cristallo, a clear glass, and filigrana, which features integrated glass threads. There are very specific families that have become masters of this craft over centuries, passing down their skills through the generations. And today, Murano glass is admired worldwide for its vibrant color and delicate hand-blown design, an exquisite blend between tradition and artistry. We booked this experience at the front desk of our hotel. It was a free transfer, about 20 to 30 minutes to Murano, and we had an awesome experience. Highly recommend. Guys, another day here in Venice, and we thought it was going to be an absolute washout, but the sun is shining so nice. So last night we ended up going out for an awesome dinner. We just wandered around Venice until we found a spot, and look at I mean, you would have seen the video. I only took iPhone video, but look at the freak calzone we had. We thought we were ordering the calzone pizza, the contents of which was on the menu. We were like, okay, that sounds good in a pizza. And it said calzone, and we know what a calzone is. But when it came out, we were both like, oh my goodness, I'm so glad we only ordered one. We ended up splitting it. And even the couple next to us was like, guys, I cannot believe that you nearly finished that whole thing. It was incredible. We also had some bruschetta to start and some gelato to end the night as well. I highly recommend that if you're going to have gelato here in Venice, don't get the bright colored ones. Those aren't the ones you want to get. It's like the pistachio, the natural looking ones. Those are the best. I think so far that was our favorite gelato, but there are many other places. Truly dealer's choice when you come here to Venice and Italy. I'm sure we're going to find gelato absolutely everywhere, but Venice in particular, it's around every single corner. Quick yawn. I actually had a great sleep last night. The lapping water just soothes you right to sleep, and we actually ended up having a nap as well yesterday, just still getting over the jet lag, but planning 3 days in the first city was definitely the best way to go. We don't feel rushed at all. We ended up doing a little bit of work in bed after the continental breakfast here at Monaco, and yeah, it's just been a really nice way to start the day. So now Scotty as well did like the most work this morning for us as a trip. He ended up booking all of our trains and everything, and that's something we had wished we had done a little bit earlier, because even he was like, oh my gosh, I need to book this ASAP, because there were only 2 seats left on some of them. So highly recommend making sure that you're booking that transport ahead of coming. We were just way too busy with work, but I'm happy that we have that all set and sorted now. We're also renting a car along this trip while we drive through Tuscany, so that will be really exciting to show you and bring you along. It'll be a lot easier to have the vlog camera in Tuscany versus here when we're managing doing the photo camera and all that too. So I hope you don't mind so much B-roll in this part of the vlog. A couple of notes. We took our gondola ride yesterday. I think I'm going to add some voiceovers. You would have heard that already, just about some helpful tips when it comes to doing the gondola ride. I know I will have mentioned this, but definitely make sure you bring cash. It's just so much easier to manage it, and there are bank machines around the city. We had a couple of recommendations to make sure that you look up a reputable bank machine, just because there could be some copycats out there and you definitely don't want that to be the case for you. And then tomorrow we're going to actually take a water taxi instead of the bus that you can basically take the water bus over to where we take our train, because then we're going to Florence. So today we're just gonna kind of ramble about. We haven't had a chance to really see any of the museums, so I think we're gonna go to Doge's Palace, which is the Duke's Palace. So we're gonna go check that out. I will certainly bring you along in B-roll and some chats along the way. And yeah, just enjoy. The fact that the sun is out is phenomenal. It's just after 11 now, so probably we'll work up a little bit of an appetite, grab some lunch, and then figure out what we're gonna do for the rest. We also might possibly go to Murano, but if we don't end up going to Murano, what I will say is it's a really fun other island to go to, because Venice is actually made up of a few different islands and many different canals, and Murano is known for its lace, whereas yesterday when we went to Murano, it was known for its glass. Now, the one thing I couldn't show you, which I was so sad about, but I mean, sometimes it's actually kind of nice because it's like, now you've got to come to see for yourself. In Murano, when we were showing you the glass being made, it is very specific to Murano. It's a craft that has been over 1,000 years in the making, and these craftsmen are just absolutely incredible. Now, we couldn't show you the final kind of area where we purchased our own Murano glass. They were great because the taxi obviously came from our hotel here to Murano, and you'll find that as well because they are trying to sell you the glass. So they're like, yeah, we'll pay for a boat to bring some customers over here. So that was awesome. We just booked it with the front desk, but we weren't able to show you the final artworks because they're worried about copycats. These are true artists, and there are many different artists. So basically we got to see the little demonstration of what was being done. He essentially made a horse like right in front of us right there, which was pretty crazy to watch. And then he showed us the heat of how hot the glass was by simply putting a piece of paper on the finished product. But I'm going to show you what I'm looking at right now, and then let's jet. Scotty's just getting ready, and I feel like we are also ready. Also, I packed so many dresses, but the beginning of this trip is a little bit less fashionable because it's just all about the layers. It's a little cooler here in Venice right now. You ready, sweetie pea?
Ready.
Harder out here, and you can tell that everyone is just trying to find something to do. But this is the first day that the Royal Gardens have been open, so Scotty and I are just walking around. It's a great place to take pictures, and then I was reading online as well, during the height of summer, it's also a nice place to sit because there's some cooler areas. They're covered by trees, which naturally will just cool you, and a lot of really nice benches. So if you manage to pick a coffee or an espresso or something like that, and you want to take it outside of the bar, you're good to go to come sit in here if it's open. Officially made it to the other side of the river, and you can actually do the walk opposed to going directly. I think we could probably be able to see our hotel, San Marco, right across, but we wanted to come to one of the churches here, and Scotty found a really awesome, look at this, it's a bit backlit, but a really awesome restaurant that you can sit right on the water. Such a cool spot to have a quick little lunch before going to see the church. Try to get him in here as much as possible. reality of being on an epic trip. Guys, Venice in the rain, still beautiful, but it just tires you out. I have to pan over here because you're in your underwear, and only we're on our honeymoon.
Guys, it was
Not you and everyone else.
So yeah, what's new, guys?
Okay, I guess I shall talk to you soon.
You guys reading too?
You guys know me, you know that I love a fragrance if you've been here some time, scented our wedding, scented my bachelorette, because it reminds me every single time I smell that scent of that adventure. And so Scotty and I saw this beautiful perfumery, this beautiful pharmacy, and it's called Santa Maria Novella. Italian, started in Florence, and here right in Venice, right across from our hotel. And we ended up meeting the most wonderful salesman, and he took us through the whole history. Now let me show you. This started in the monasteries, and we're actually going to be going to Santa Maria, obviously, in Florence. This was one of the perfumes that the Queen would wear, and this company started in 1221. Now it didn't start as fragrance. Let me get the light back. Didn't start as fragrance, but rather more pharmacy and things like that. And then they moved into fragrance. You can also get home fragrance. And these little things here as well are for your wardrobe, to make your wardrobe smell amazing. And you guys, Scotty's not a huge fragrance guy, and we found one for him. We ended up getting him the Aqua. It smells incredible. And for myself, I picked up this one, Angeli di Friends, which is Angel of Florence. Angels, we found the one. So we are so excited to now wear this during our trip, have something so incredibly special that we can't find in Canada, something so inherently Italian, and as well with an incredible history, over 1,000 years, an incredible history, but also the scent that will bring us back to our honeymoon. Scotty's just settling back in. It's just been wonderful. So we quickly just put our fragrances up in the room. Scotty is doing the most work by directing me, making sure I don't take a spill in a pothole right now. We are in San Marcos Square, and earlier Scotty was doing some research and actually learned that this tower here completely collapsed at one point. I'll put a picture up on the screen, and there was a photographer on standby and ended up getting this perfect picture of it absolutely falling down and being demolished, but it has been rebuilt, and you can actually go to the top of there. And then at nighttime, you would have seen in a couple of videos, people just collect here, and there are many different restaurants that also have live bands. So it's just a really nice place to come. Now you're gonna be paying a premium to sit and eat here, but at the same time, it's like, choose one time you're gonna sit here. Maybe even if you're not up for paying for the full meal, you could just get a gelato and just enjoy all the sights, scenes, and most certainly the sounds. This was our last night in Venice, and we ended up having probably my favorite meal of the entire trip. I still think about this pasta, and it was based off of a recommendation from our server. And then to cap off the night, one of the best gelato that we have had in this entire trip as well. It was incredible, and the queue just proved that a lot of people would agree. Now, we ended up just taking some time also walking through San Marco Square, because in the square they have dueling orchestra pieces at different restaurants, and the history is so deep with those. So you'll have one song start somewhere and then another one out in another area of the square, and it's truly just such a romantic way to just soak in the trip. Good morning, you guys. We have finally made it to the train station. It's really easy to navigate. Highly recommend getting your train tickets early though and online, because the lines are really big and you do run out of seats. But we stepped in the most massive puddle, so Scotty and I are currently just changing our shoes. The reality of travel sometimes, but andiamo.